Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Yashodanandana Braja Janarandana Yashodanandana Braja Janarandana Yamuna Tira Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yogata Madhava Jaya Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivajagacharya Ashtottara Satashri Srimad Divine Grace Abhay Charanar Vinda Bhaktivedanta Swamy Srila Prabhupada ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Srila Prabhupada ki Prabhupada Anuga ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki Nittai Gaur Premananda. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Shri Prabhupada. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sakrajatam Sahagana Raghunatana Vitam Kamsajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padana Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Happy to be here in Suva, Fiji with all of you. I've been asked to speak to you today on Nectar of Instruction Text 3. I think all of you know the text. Am I right? How many of you here have done Bhakti Shastri? One. How many of you here are initiated? Quite a few. How many of you are not chanting 16 rounds? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Fine. Just making an assessment and understanding of to what level I have to explain this. You don't have Bhakti Shastri and all exams and all that here? No. You have?
We have.
You have.
Some people have done online.
Okay. So this, first a little bit of introduction to this book, because there are quite a few of you who have. Upadeshamrita. A wonderful book, beautiful book. I think it should be carried as a handbook. Prabhupada mentioned it should be given and taken as a non-detailed textbook in schools. He said it should be taught. It's a beautiful book of wonderful pithy instructions for a person who is interested to progress in life. And here Rupa Goswami, who is the author of this book, has given practical instructions to any person interested in spiritual life, especially in becoming a Vaishnava. What he should do, what he should not do, how he should depend on certain aspects, what is the goal, and everything wonderfully explained. Everybody should read this book. Just some 12 verses. So here is the third verse. It speaks about what attitudes you should have, values. So it goes like this. You can repeat after me. If you have that verse, you can open it up. It's called Nectar of Instruction in English, and otherwise it's called Upadeshamrita. It's available on my phone. Utsaha nischaya dhairya tattat karma pravartanat sangatyagat sato vrite shadvir bhakti prasiddhyati. Please repeat after me. Utsaha nischaya dhairya. Utsaha nischaya dhairya. Utsaha nischaya dhairya. Tattat karma pravartanat. Tattat karma pravartanat. Tattat karma pravartanat. Tattat karma pravartanat. Sangatyagat sato vrite. Sangatyagat sato vrite. Sangatyagat sato vrite. Sangatyagat sato vrite. Shadbir bhakti prasiddhyati. Shadbir bhakti prasiddhyati. Shadbir bhakti prasiddhyati. Shadbir bhakti prasiddhyati. Utsaha nischaya dhairya. Utsaha nischaya dhairya. Tattat karma pravartana. Tattat karma pravartana. Sangatyagat sato vrite. Sangatyagat sato vrite. Shadbir bhakti prasiddhyati. Shadbir bhakti prasiddhyati. Synonyms: Utsahat, Utsahat, by enthusiasm, by enthusiasm. Nischayat, Nischayat, by confidence, by confidence. Dhairya, Dhairya, by patience, by patience. Tattat karma, Tattat karma, various activities, various activities. Favorable for devotional service, favorable for devotional service. Pravartana, Pravartana, by performing, by performing. Sangatyaga, Sangatyaga, by giving up the association, by giving up the association of non-devotees, of non-devotees. Sataha, Sataha, of the great previous Acharya, of the great previous Acharya. Vritehe, Vritehe, by following in the footsteps, by following in the footsteps. Shadbihi, Shadbihi, by the six, by the six. Bhaktihi, Bhaktihi, devotional service, devotional service. Prasiddhyati, Prasiddhyati, advances or become successful, advances or become successful. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swamy Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: there are 6 principles favorable to the execution of pure devotional service. 1. Being enthusiastic. 2. Endeavoring with confidence. 3. Being patient. 4. Acting according to regulative principles, such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, hearing, chanting and remembering Krishna. 5. Abandoning the association of non-devotees. And 6. Following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas. These 6 principles undoubtedly assure the complete success of pure devotional service. Purport: devotional service is not a matter of sentimental speculation or imaginative ecstasy. Its substance is practical activity. Srila Rupa Goswami in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.1.11 has defined devotional service as follows: Anya Vilashita Sunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam Anukulena Krishna Anushilanam Bhakti Uttama. Uttama Bhakti, or unalloyed devotion unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, involves the rendering of devotional service in a way that is favorable to the Lord. This devotional service should be free from any extraneous motive and devoid of fruitive karma, impersonal jnana, and all other selfish desires. Bhakti is a sort of cultivation. As soon as we say cultivation, we must refer to activity. Cultivation of spirituality does not mean sitting down idly for meditation, as some pseudo-yogis teach. Such idle meditation may be good for those who have no information of devotional service, and for this reason it is sometimes recommended as a way to check distracting material activities. Meditation means stopping all nonsensical activities, at least for the time being. Devotional service, however, not only puts an end to all nonsensical mundane activities, but also engages one in meaningful devotional activities. Sri Prahalada Maharaja recommends Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. The 9th process of devotional service is as follows. Number 1, hearing the name and glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. 2, chanting His glories. 3, remembering the Lord. 4, serving the Lord's feet. 5, worshipping the deity. 6, offering obeisances unto the Lord. 7, acting as the Lord's servant. 8, making friends with the Lord. 9, surrendering oneself wholly to the Lord. Shravanam, or hearing, is the first step in acquiring transcendental knowledge. One should not give oral reception to unauthorized persons, but should approach the proper person. As recommended in Bhagavad Gita 4.34, Tad Vidhi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya Upadekshanti Te Jnanam Jnaninas Tattva Darshinaha. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. It is further recommended in the Mundaka Upanishad, Tad Vijñārtham Sagurumeva Vigachet. To understand the transcendental science, one must approach a bona fide spiritual master. Thus, this method of submissively receiving transcendental confidential knowledge is not merely based on mental speculation. In this regard, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Rupa Goswami, Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bija. In the course of traversing the universal creation of Brahma, some fortunate soul may receive the seed of Bhakti Lata, the creeper of devotional service. This is all by the grace of Guru and Krishna. The material world is a place of confinement for the living entities who are by nature Anandamaya, pleasure-seeking. They actually want to be free from the confinement of this world of conditional happiness. But not knowing the process of liberation, they are bound to transmigrate from one species of life to another, from one planet to another. In this way, the living entities are wandering throughout the material universe. When by good fortune one comes in contact with a pure devotee and hears from him patiently, one begins to follow the path of devotional service. Such an opportunity is offered to a person who is sincere. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness is giving such a chance to humanity at large. If by fortune one takes advantage of this opportunity to engage in devotional service, the path of liberation immediately opens. One should accept this opportunity to return home back to Godhead very enthusiastically. Without enthusiasm, one cannot be successful. Even in the material world, one has to be very enthusiastic in his particular field of activity in order to become successful. A student, a businessman, artist, or anyone else who wants success in his line must be enthusiastic. Similarly, one has to be very enthusiastic in devotional service. Enthusiasm means action. But action for whom? The answer is that one should always act for Krishna. Krishnarthe akhila cheshta. In all phases of life, one has to perform devotional activities under the direction of the spiritual master in order to attain perfection in Bhakti Yoga. It is not that one has to confine or narrow one's activities. Krishna is all-pervading. Therefore, nothing is independent of Krishna, as Krishna himself states in Bhagavad Gita, Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadabhyaktamurtina matstani sarvabhutani nachaham teshvavastita. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Under the direction of the bona fide spiritual master, one has to make everything favorable for Krishna's service. For example, at present we are using a microphone. The materialist who invented this machine indeed intended it for businessmen or writers of mundane subject matters. He certainly never thought of using the dictaphone in God's service. But we are using this dictaphone to write Krishna conscious literature. Of course, the manufacture of the dictaphone is wholly within the energy of Krishna. All the parts of the instrument, including the electronic functions, are made from different combinations and interactions of 5 basic types of material energy, namely Bhumi, Jala, Agni, Vayu and Akasha. The inventor used his brain to make this complicated machine, and his brain as well as the ingredients were supplied by Krishna. According to the statement of Krishna, Matsani Sarvabhutani, everything is depending on my energy. Thus the devotee can understand that since nothing is independent of Krishna's energy, everything should be dovetailed in his service. I'll stop here. Otherwise you'll all go to sleep. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnanandana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai. So just a short note on this book I gave you. Then something about the author of this book, Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami, one of the Shat Goswamis, one of the 6 Goswamis in Vrindavana, was along with his brother Sanatana Goswami in a very, very high level position. In Bengal, when the Mughals were ruling, there was a Muslim king, Nawab Hussain Shah, in this area. And Nawab Hussain Shah is known to be a very tough man, a tough king. And he attacked all the Hindus and was converting them to his religion. And he heard about these 2 individuals, Santosh and what's his other name? Anyway, these 2 brothers, he heard about them being great scholars, very intelligent, very capable, very powerful, very educated, and all that. So he called upon them. He found them out and brought them. And it is mentioned that he told them that I need people like you in my government for managing the country, for helping me, assisting me. And I'm telling you, I'll not do anything wrong to you. I'll give you all the facility necessary, everything necessary. You have to do this. If you don't, not only will I torture you, I'll torture all the Hindus and kill them and destroy their places of worship like nothing. But if you accept this, I'll leave them alone. I'll only go to other places outside of this kingdom and attack and rule and covet and do all these things. So they were forced to agree. Because he said, you will die and also all the Hindus will suffer. So they decided that better we both do the needful. And seemingly, he said, externally you can get converted. Otherwise you cannot work in my government. You have to be a Muslim. But internally you can do what you want. I'll give you a place. If you want, you can build your temple. Internally you do all your worship. He gave a lot of facility to them. Money, facility, place, house, this, everything. He treated them very nicely. So they became Dabir Khas and Sakara Malik. It actually means one is a chief minister, the other one is a private secretary of the king. That's the title. This way they started working under the king and they did a fantastic job. The king was very happy with them. He gave the whole treasury key, everything to them. You look after. He had so much faith and trust in both of them. He paid them like nothing. Because he knew that they were very honest, highly cultured, sophisticated, educated individuals. This he knew. So they both did the needful. They learned Persian, Arabic. They were good in everything. But it so happened that they were devotees. They built a Vrindavana in their own place. They made Radhakunda, Shyamakunda, Govardhan Giri. They had a beautiful temple. I visited the temple in Ramkeli. How many of you have gone to Ramkeli? Anybody? Okay. If you go to Mayapur, from there you can go to Malda district. From there you can, that is Ramkeli. Ramkeli is their place. And in there they have Radhakund, Shyamkund like Vrindavan. They have Govardhan, everything set up for them. Nawab said, you do what you want. No problem. So, beautiful place. Their temple, their house and everything. Then they came to know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And they understood by their study and by their learning scripture that Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself. So they had an intense desire to go and join them, to join Lord Chaitanya. So somehow or the other they tried to meet him. They did this and that, they wrote letter and all that. Lord Chaitanya came to know. And he came all the way to Ramkeli to see them, understanding their position. I'm just giving you a brief history. And there, in that beautiful place, they received them by falling on the road, picking a piece of straw and putting in their teeth, and then so humbly addressing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, saying that we are lowest of the low class. In the village we are in, they think we are very great, educated people, this, that. But we are lowest of the low. We are lowest of the low. We are fallen down. We are working for a Muslim who eats the cow, who is, completely against dharmic principles. What more sinful activities can be involved in? But you may please show us mercy. In this way, they were very feelingly speaking, although they were very exalted in their consciousness as devotees. But they were very humble. Very humble. So there, it is mentioned that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was moved by their humility. They were crawling on the floor and crying and putting their head against the road and putting dust on their head and chewing this piece of straw and said, we can't imagine how sinful and low class you could be. Only you can save us like that. And hearing this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's heart melted at the purity of both of them. Remember, Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself. So he told them, Aji hoite dunharanam rupa sanatana dhainya chada tumi tumare dhainya fate moramana. Very beautiful. He said, Today, the first meeting, he initiated them. First utterance from his mouth was, from today onwards, your name is Rupa and Sanatana. Give up this humility. Your humility is breaking my heart. So genuine was the humility. So sincere was their humility. And they were really feeling, please save me. So dainya chada to me. Give up this humility. Tumhare dainya fate mora mana. It breaks my heart. Your humility. And he instantly initiated them. He didn't even ask, do you want to be my disciple? And neither did they write an application form and waited for interview and wrote a test and all that. Waited for a long time, Guru Maharaj ki jai, and then took initiation. There was a huge homa and a yajna, and then finally you placed a banana in the fire, and you got the mala and a new name, and hip hooray, you became so-and-so Dasa, Devi Dasi, nothing like that. Instantly while you are on the ground and your name is Rupa, your name is nothing. Instant initiation, fastest initiation ever in the record. Because they were so qualified. It's not necessary for me to ask you, will you be my disciple? It's not necessary for them to ask, will you be my guru? It happened instantly. Instantly. So this is the background of Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. This Rupa Goswami, as soon as he was initiated, he said, "Bas, ho gaya hamara kaam. Nawab Hussain Shah, baad mein jao, hum jayenge. Hum milenge, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu se full-time devotee ho jayenge hum. I am leaving my job, I am leaving everything. I am not worried about anything. If you want, let him kill me. Or let him try to kill me. I am protected by Lord Chaitanya. By Krishna himself. What I have to be worried about?" So he coolly left the job. And he didn't even tell the Nawab. Why should I tell the Nawab? He left. All his wealth, it mentioned 2 huge boatfuls of gold coins and gems and diamonds and whatnot. He gave half of it, distributed half of it to his, some for charity, some for his relatives. He left some emergency for Sanatana Goswami. He said, you'll have to, because I'm leading ahead of you, you have to take the burden of my escape also. You'll be in trouble with Nawab. So you may need this money to get out. But anyway, you're going to get out. You've got to get out of this place. You don't need anybody, anything else. We need only Lord Chaitanya's mercy. Shukaranga Mahaprabhu ki! Yeah. In this way, they got the mercy. So Rupa Goswami just left and joined Lord Chaitanya. In Allahabad, in Prayag, in the Dashashwamedha Ghat, for 10 days, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed him. Gave him Upadesh of wonderful deep topics on Rasa, Radha and Krishna, Bhakti, Prema, all these things he spoke. Rupa Goswami humbly heard very nicely. And then time passed. Sanatana Goswami also escaped. There is another story. But right now we shall focus on Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami then was in Puri, meeting with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Chaitanya came to meet Haridas Thakur in his Bhajan Kutir in Siddha Bakul. If you have gone to Jagannath Puri, you will see that. So he was staying there with Rupa Goswami. And he was writing. Lord Chaitanya told him to write for devotees how to practice bhakti, what is bhakti, how to associate, how to perform sadhana, what should be the internal mood, all these things. He was writing. And one day he coined a very nice verse on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Understanding the heart of Lord Chaitanya. He coined that very nice verse. He put it on the, the kutir, the roof, the rice, straw and things like that. He put it inside there and went to take his bath thinking about it. He went to take his bath in the sea. And he came back. By the time he came back, every day Lord Chaitanya visits Haridas Thakur. So he came to visit, and then as he's moving, he said, what is this? He read it. And he became very surprised. How does somebody know this about me? And as he was reading it, Rupa Goswami was coming after taking his bath. He was very humble. He was making his way, and Lord Chaitanya looked at him and looked at this. By eyes you verify, did you write this? And Rupa Goswami means yes, humbly, but all through the eyes. And he came and stood like that, wanting to go inside, but Lord Chaitanya was standing in the way. Then Lord Chaitanya looked at him, was so happy, Lord Chaitanya, and slapped him on the face. Just slapped him lightly like this. And Rupa Goswami was, in ecstasy, getting slapped by the Lord. He said, "How did you know this about me?" And he was so happy that he tapped him on the face and said, "How do you know this about me?" Didn't say anything, Rupa Goswami. And Lord Chaitanya went inside, showed it to Haridas Thakur. And then he went back to his secretary, Swarup Damodar. And he said, "Look at this. Rupa Goswami has written this." How did he know this? Who told him this? He asked. Because he's my secretary. So Swarup Damodar Goswami is my secretary. You are supposed to be secretary. You are my secretary. Either you are told or somebody has told. How did he know this? So Swarup Damodar started smiling. He knows because you have told him, he said. Then Chaitanya said, "Yes, I told him in Prayag, but he did not tell him so directly. How did he pick it up? He's heard me very well. He has heard me very well, that he has understood to this depth." So he was very happy, and he went on talking about it. Rupa Goswami is like this. He's talking about Rupa Goswami to everybody. It's mentioned Chaitanya Charitamrita that it was as if Lord Chaitanya had 5 mouths and 5 faces, and he was talking about Rupa Goswami to everybody. That much pleased he was with Rupa Goswami. Why? Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamakyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale. He understood the heart of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and established that. You see, for a guru, when the disciple is completely understanding him and executing what he says correctly, he becomes very pleased. Becomes very pleased. Not only that, Rupa Goswami established that for the people of the world by writing these books. So this is that person's book, who has understood Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Paka 100%, and has been acknowledged by Lord Chaitanya that you have understood more than I thought you will understand. This book is one of his masterpieces, apart from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which is another fantastic work. So here he is giving instructions. What are principles of devotional life very favorable? Utsahan, Nischaya, Thairya, Tattat Karma Pravartana, Sangat Tyago Sato Vrite, Shadpir Bhakti Prasiddhati. Prasiddhati means it flourishes. Bhakti flourishes if these 6 principles are followed. What are they? One is Utsahan, means what? Being enthusiastic. What does it mean, being enthusiastic? We were just very enthusiastic for Kirtan. We were clapping, we were dancing, and we were just there in Harinam also. Enthusiasm. I like to do it. I like to do it. How many of you are very enthusiastic to do Kirtan? Not everybody, you see. Okay, how many of you are very enthusiastic to take prasadam? Right, everybody is happy to take prasadam. But not everybody is happy about Kirtan maybe. So, keeping up enthusiasm in any aspect of devotional life is important. Rendering service. If you're asked to eat prasadam, I like this devotional service very much. If I want to do Kirtan, youngsters are very happy to dance, to chant and everything. The older people will say, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. On the side they'll tap their finger. अरे यार दम नहीं यार, बूढ़ा हो गया, 65 हो गया हमारा, अब कैसे कूदेंगे हम? देखो भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद कूद रहे हैं कि नहीं सैन फ्रांसिस्को रथ यात्रा में? कितना हुआ उनका उम्र? How old is he when he was dancing? Far more than 70, right? With dancing. Why? Naturally he is enthusiastic. He is naturally enthusiastic. Utsaha. Utsaha. From that word only comes Utsava. Festival means everybody is very happy. Janmashtami festival. How many of you celebrated Janmashtami with Utsaha? Although you were fasting maybe, right? Still you are happy. People come and there is Abhishekam, there is dancing, chanting, hearing Krishna Katha, and there is Prashadam, and the next day there is a big feast and people get together, socialize. And so Utsava comes from Utsaha. It's enthusiastic operation, festival. In this way, enthusiasm is important. Why does our enthusiasm go down? Does your Krishna conscious enthusiasm go down? Yes or no?
Yes.
Why does your enthusiasm go down?
When we start aspiring for results.
Pardon?
When we start aspiring for results.
When we start aspiring for result. Why not? Why you shouldn't aspire for result in devotional service?
May not be what you want.
It may not be what you want. What are the reasons? Why does your enthusiasm go down? Material attachment. Material attachment is like the brakes. Devotional service is like the accelerator. Right? When you want to ride a car and go ahead, which one do you press? Huh? The accelerator. Right? If you press both together, what happens? You make a lot of noise in one place. You make a lot of noise in one place. Sometimes people do that and they get very worried. My gosh, what's happening? Arya, take out your feet from the brakes. Let go. It will move ahead. Material attachment is like that, like Prabhu mentioned. It's like brakes on your spiritual life. But then you can't avoid it. You like it and things like that. That kills your enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is lost. Also, you have some natural enthusiasm for sense gratification. Enjoying the senses is naturally good. We are already used to it. Bahunam, Janmanam, Ante, we have been doing it for many, many Janmas. We are addicted to it. We are used to it. And when that is stopped, you become unenthusiastic. You become morose. You become sad. Oh gosh, no tea, no coffee, no eating in restaurants. Must eat only prasadam, it seems. I can't eat here, can't do that, can't do this, become morose. I was doing this before, now I joined the Hare Krishna movement and I see my friends all very happy. But I am not happy. Why? I can't go to the movies, la. I can't watch this on YouTube also. I have to do it with so much care. I have to go to the bathroom and scroll. And then I have to use the headphones also. So tough life has become. I wish that, this was allowed in the Hare Krishna movement. So all these are also reasons for becoming morose. When you're asked not to do it, you become angry. But there are substitutes for all these things in Krishna consciousness. You can watch Narsimha Avatar, Mahavatar Nrsimha. That's why they started producing movies like that. I'm sure you'll be watching that. I've not yet watched it, by the way. You will show you'll be doing those type of things and you get enthusiastic and I'm very happy. I want to go out and eat in a restaurant. Let's go to the ISKCON restaurant and eat. Wow, wonderful. So if there are substitutes for it, then we're enthusiastic. So somehow or the other, if you find proper substitutes in Krishna consciousness, get together, then you can remain enthusiastic, converting everything nicely, dovetailing it in Krishna consciousness. Like Prabhupada has mentioned here. Enthusiasm is very, very important. Utsahan nischaya, very confident of Krishna's protection. Rakshishyatiti vishvaso. Avashya rakshibhe Krishna. I have faith, Shraddha, Shabde, Vishwasa kohile, Sutrida nischaya, Krishna bhakti kohile, Sarva karma krita hoya. I have firm faith that if I do service to Krishna in devotion, everything will become alright. This is confidence. If you have that confidence, and how do you get this confidence? How do you get this confidence? How can you increase your confidence in devotional service? Yes. By association of enthusiastic devotees. By reading Prabhupada's books, you gather knowledge. Then you become confident. This will work. My intelligence tells me, my analysis tells me from Prabhupada's works I can see. By seeing Prabhupada's life, came to America with $7 in his pocket. Very confident that Krishna will provide him money, men, everything. He landed in Boston. And then he went around, for 1 year he went around looking at everybody and seeing what this country is, what the Western world is, what civilization is, everything. And then he pitched. He registered in 1966. He registered the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. What is his name? Is Advocate Bill Smith. Oof. No crying. Very enthusiastic. Yes. So, the Prabhupada's enthusiasm is amazing if you look at the Leela Mrga. He is like completely confident, moving ahead. You'll see this in New York, in the 2nd Avenue. I went to that place. I gave a class there. Dude, I was very emotional there. They said this is where Prabhupada sat. We sat next to him and gave class. So, small place, and Prabhupada was staying up and listening and sharing the toilet with the visitors and everybody. How deeply austere. But Prabhupada, on one Sunday program, he had just some 12-13 people there. He told his lawyer also to come, Mr. Smith. And he had come with a registration document. And there was a Carl, what's his name? Carl, the same Michael Grant, and Mukunda Goswami is Michael Grant. And Carl something is, what's his name? And then there was Kirtanananda Swami. All of them. And they were all new people actually. They were just coming to see the Swami, and he takes them on Kirtan and gives good food and all that. Like that. So he calls and said, please read today we shall register a society. It shall be called ISKCON, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Sunday program they are watching. I mean, just imagine if I suddenly tell you here, it is a much bigger crowd than what Prabhupada had. Just some 13, 12 people. And then he says that. And the trustee shall be called Michael Grant. They don't even know. What does it mean to be a trustee? They don't know. And he tells them, please sign. Swamiji said, so I'll sign. He signed. This is how he formed the society. First society. He just formed it. And he registered it. There you can see if you read it, if you see the thing now signed by, and Bhaktivinoda Swamy also signed. They all signed. He said, we are the trustees of the organization. He was very enthusiastic. Nothing could stop his enthusiasm. I am going to form an international organization for spreading the holy name and bhakti. And it is going to happen. Why? Prithvite Ache Jata Nagarati Gram Sarvatra Prachar Hoibe Mora Naam is already mentioned by Lord Chaitanya. If we try, it will happen. We just have to try a little bit. I may not be the right person to do it, but I am going to try. Because it's going to happen anyway. So confident. He was very confident. He brought his books and he started selling them in the bookshops, and he used that money and gave prasadam to everybody. Every time he got some money, he spent it. Prasadam distribution, this thing, that thing, he spent it immediately. As though money is coming from somewhere. People are wondering, where is this Swamiji? What is he doing? How is he doing? And people started donating money and very confident. Utsahat nischayat. Surely it will happen. How many of you have that type of confidence? When you go for book distribution, when you chant Hare Krishna, when you worship Krishna, when you meet people to preach, this is going to happen. This person is going to take this book. He is going to become a devotee. How do you feel when you go? Right? See, Prabhupada went to America to spread Krishna consciousness with full confidence. It's going to happen. Nischayat, Utsaha, Nischayat, Dhairyat. Tat tat karma pravartana. Very important. Very interesting to know that these things can best be studied by using Prabhupada's life. You see all these things in Prabhupada's life. Tat tat karma pravartanat, doing all your sadhana and your activities correctly. Getting up in the morning for Mangala Arati, chanting 16 rounds a day, observing the 4 regulatory principles, then offering to Krishna Bhoga, eating only prasadam, worshipping the Lord in the house, offering him all the upacharas, reading Prabhupada's books regularly, and talking about it to others, sharing it to others. Tat tat karma pravartana. This is a very important aspect of being a devotee, your sadhana. Getting up for Mangalarati, many people are not very enthusiastic about it. I have Mangalarati at 8 o'clock in the morning, some people. In some houses, when time Mangalarati, 8 o'clock. Why? I get up only at 7 o'clock. Why? I come on night shift. I come back at 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock. So after that I sleep. I said, fine, that's okay. That's nice. But some other people are coming back on time, but they are very busy doing this, that, everything, and they can't. In this way, they are tat tat karma pravartana, punctured. Right? Your sadhana. So if you don't do your sadhana properly, you'll not be enthusiastic, you'll not be confident, you'll not be having self-esteem and all that, naturally. But those who do this sadhana nicely, you'll see them always very enthusiastic in Krishna consciousness. Ready to do anything for Prabhupada's mission. Anything. This is a Prabhupada's mode. Prabhupada came to America. You will see always Prabhupada is very enthusiastic. Prabhupada is going on a morning walk in Calcutta. How many of you have been in Calcutta? Some of you have been in Calcutta, right? Very busy place. And there is a Victoria Memorial there. Big statue of Victoria, Queen Victoria. Because the Britishers had their headquarters there only, colonizing India. I don't know where they had their headquarters here in Fiji. In Suva? Okay. So Prabhupada is going across a memorial, and then he told them, when I was young, this was being constructed. And I climbed on the scaffolding of this to the top. So they told him, Prabhupada, you are very bold. And Prabhupada said, I am still bold. Otherwise, how you think I came to your country? And started preaching Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada went on his morning walk. He never lost his enthusiasm, his boldness, his confidence and everything throughout. Why? Because he always depended on Krishna. Always depended on Krishna. So in this way, all these things, tatat karma, sangat tyaga, giving up the association of non-devotees. People who are not interested in Krishna consciousness, better don't keep their association. Because it will pull you down. They are a burden on your Krishna consciousness. And if you're attached to them in some way or the other, friendship, this thing, that thing, because of that attachment, your Krishna consciousness will get punctured with holes. And this is a great sacrifice to make. Many people are not able to do that. What to speak of friends, they can't even give up chai. I want to drink chai, coffee, all that, because I'm also with friends who have to drink chai, coffee and maybe other drinks also. They have to drink. So if you're in the association with them, you'll also do what they are doing. Association is so powerful. That's why Avaishnava Sangha Tyaga Ye Vaishnava Achara. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, giving up the association of those who are not devotees is the most important thing. If you don't do that, you will not be able to move ahead in your God consciousness. So, we keep association of non-devotees, even if they are good friends. Sometimes it's very difficult to give up friendship. Most people are not able to give up. They start preaching to the friend and the friend gives them up. That's how it happens. So somebody asked me, how to give up the association of people. I said, just start preaching to them. They'll give yourself up. You don't have to give them up. You start telling, you're my dear friend. I want you to be a devotee. I've discovered Krishna consciousness. Let us chant together. Hey, chodo yaar humko. They'll run away. Come with me to Mahanarsimha Avatar movie. They'll run away. They'll run away from you. In this way, you are not to be blamed. You are not to be blamed. They give you up. Somebody asked me how to give up a non-association. I told him, simply start preaching to them. They will run away from you. They will talk to you on telephone only from far away. And that also, if you start preaching, they won't do that also. They'll send you WhatsApp messages and you start sending them messages, chant Hare Krishna, they'll stop that also. In fact, they'll block you. They'll say, I don't want anything to do with you. Yaar, I'm your good friend, yaar, I'm so close to you, we studied together. Please, don't want to lose our friendship. Start talking all these things to me, yaar. If you want to see me again, you will tell me. And then you can smile to yourself. I'm not to blame. I gave you a good chance. And you are the one who rejected me. Next time I see you, said, oh bad. You've been friends for so long and you rejected me. You can say this in front of everybody else. And he will not come to that party at all. Next time he will ask, are you coming to the party? I'm not coming there. In this way, automatically you'll be free from all your friends and relatives. Relatives also, they are the worst actually. They are the worst. It's very difficult to give them up. But if you preach Krishna consciousness, they'll either slap you or do something to you or get away from you. They'll just get away from you. It's not always so easy when they're very close relatives. Then there is a challenge. But the best way to give up association is to preach. If you preach, confirm. See that lizard? My pet lizard. Thank you for confirming it. Nobody is confirming it here. He did it. Tick, 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 tick. In India they will say Nimitta. It's confirmed. There is a whole astrology based on, lizards ticking. It's confirming. Actually, it seems they are all great rishis and sages who have done offense or born as lizards. And when somebody speaks the Shastra, they'll say tick, 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 tick. Correct. I know what you're saying. So in this way, Sangatyaga Sato Vrite means following in the footsteps of previous acharyas. Like Prabhupada, he simply followed Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's order. He did things like Bhaktivinoda Thakur did, and that Goswamis did. They wanted to have Vishwa Vaishnava Rajya Sabha, a worldwide association of Vaishnavas. And Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur's disciples did not understand very well at all what the Guru wanted. And Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur was very disgusted, it seems, when he passed away also. But he was hoping against hope that Prabhupada will do something. And then Prabhupada understood that my God brothers have not understood properly what is the mission of my Guru. And he is the only person who stepped out and went to America, established Krishna consciousness worldwide. The only disciple. And he said, anything to do with this ISKCON and organization and preaching and spreading, don't go to my God brothers. They have not understood what Bhaktisiddhanta has mentioned. In fact, the Chaitanya Charitamrita, he said that they, by not following the order of Bhaktisiddhanta, they have become asara, simply useless, he said. It's written in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. But he kept confidence, he had faith, he had all these things. He didn't interpret anything wrongly. All these things, utsaha, nischaya, dhairya, tattat karma pravartana, sangatyaga, sato vrite, all these things. And he was very enthusiastic, even when he was 70 years old. He would go for a morning walk, they cannot keep up with him. He was enthusiastic, he hardly slept every day. He was writing the whole night and preaching the whole morning, and he had all the energy in the world. Full of enthusiasm, spiritually enthusiastic. So we can learn from the life of Prabhupada what these instructions mean, how bhakti can flourish. So we must follow these principles. Remaining enthusiastic, what it takes for me to be enthusiastic, what it takes for me to be confident, what it takes for me to do my sadhana nicely, read Prabhupada's books and preach to people. When you preach to people, it fortifies and you become convinced of what you have read. You read and you talk about it to others, and then you are forced to follow it. And this way you follow it, you read, you talk about it. It's a tripartite activity. When you keep doing this like this, you go in a spiral up. In your confidence, in your faith, in your enthusiasm and everything. So Prabhupada has given the right model and the lifestyle. This way, if you do that, we will be very enthusiastic and our bhakti will flourish. And you will become a devotee. You will have developed love for Krishna. This is the most important thing. Okay, I'll stop here, and if you have any questions. Yes.
My question is related to what you said in the last point, that Prabhupada has given us everything that we need to know, and he said that we should stay away from his God brothers. But recently we are seeing a lot of devotees are getting influenced by Swamis and Rishis from other sampradayas, or some Swamis from Vrindavan. How do we prevent them getting influenced by those people?
First, you should prevent yourself. For that, you should nicely read Prabhupada's books and understand the mission of the founder Acharya. When you do that, you are very convinced. And then you can guide these people. Sometimes they are not very serious. They can't do anything much. Some of them are very firmly having a different conviction. So, bad luck. That's okay. And we mind our own business. In India, we have all these Ritik followers now. Some court case has been won and everything, and therefore we are correct. As though because the judgment has come from some outside people who are not even devotees, makes you correct more than what Prabhupada has mentioned. I mean, you get all sorts of funny, extrapolated understanding from different things. So, you're definitely going to have all sorts of people. This is Kali Yuga and this is Maya's world. People are going to do all sorts of things. Therefore, the only way to stay on the track is to read Prabhupada's books scrutinizingly, very carefully. I do a whole seminar on reading and importance, why we should read Prabhupada's books carefully. I think simply by sitting together, reading and discussing the content of his purports, you become very convinced and very strong in Krishna consciousness. And then you can be able to tell others about it. Why what you're doing is not correct. Right. So in our society, I've seen sometimes very senior devotees also are not able to understand and follow this. It's not very surprising. It's not very surprising. So therefore, it's, in my opinion, in my experience, I've seen that getting groups of people together and sitting and reading Prabhupada's books and helping them to understand Prabhupada's books and the content there in a very simple way, and then following those instructions. This is enough to keep the devotees very safe. And what can we do? Some other people are going. It's because they're weak. They are spiritually weak. They want to seek another shelter as though it's not available here. They've not been able to take shelter of Prabhupada. In our society, that's one thing we should do, is to, whosoever disciple you may be, you must have a strong connection with the founder Acharya. And that is passed as a resolution by the GBC, that anybody is encouraged to have a direct relationship with our founder. Because he's not just another guru. The Ritviks are saying he's Diksha Guru forever. My answer to them is, he's more than Diksha Guru. He was Diksha Guru incidentally for his disciples, but he already told, I am the founder Acharya. I am the foundational Guru for all times to come. And therefore everybody should be connected through the books of Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, I will never die. I will live eternally in my books. Right? And it's such a wonderful life. Such a great, pure Vaishnava. So why can't we connect with him through his books and keep connection with him? If you read his books scrutinizingly nicely, you'll feel that nice feeling of being fit in Krishna consciousness. You'll be able to chant nicely, you'll be able to associate nicely, you'll be able to do your service nicely. You ask anybody who reads and distributes Prabhupada's books, he'll be very healthy. His Krishna conscious index will be very high. Right? So I say that we must read, and we must all get together and read. Should not take this lightly. Everything is done and lots of good things happen to you if you read Prabhupada's books scrutinizingly, nicely, in the company of devotees, preferably. Otherwise, alone also you can read for your own. I think it solves many, many problems. Yes, Prabhu.
Maharaj, our spiritual master, Nector Of Swamy Maharaj, was telling us that Bhaktivinoda Thakur said one should be loyal to one's founder Acharya.
Yes. People are still slowly understanding what is the meaning of founder Acharya. The GBC has produced a very nice book, Our Founder Acharya. How many of you have read it? A few of you have read it. Beautiful book. Everybody must know who is Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada is not just one more Guru, one more Diksha Guru. You should know his life history, what he has written in his books. Read the Bhagavatam purports, read the Chaitanya Charitamrita purports. You will be in a different world. He's a very special person. Very, very special. Nobody can take his position. And he insisted, put my name and title underneath, Founder Acharya. He insisted. Right? So, thank you for that. You must have an association. You see, I'll just give you an example. I'm in South India. I'm a sannyasi. Sometimes I go to traveling. You know, in Tamil Nadu, I'm in Tamil Nadu. I speak Tamil. I'm Tamilian. I go to sometimes the Sri Vaishnavas invite me. You know, Ramanuja's followers, they have this. They will immediately receive me by telling Abhivade. In Brahmin houses, they will say that, you know, they'll hold their ears and they'll put Ashtanga Pranam, Dandavat Pranam to you. And they will chant, Dutiya Pararde, Meru Prishte, you know, so and so planet, this place, coordinates, GPS, everything they will tell. This, my name is so and so, I'm the son of so and so, this is the nakshatra, that, and then I am offering you my obeisances. This is the technical way of doing, Vedic system of doing. Some of them still do it. But the first thing he will say is, Adiyan Ramanujadasan. And then only he will start saying. Adiyan means, I am a servant. I am your servant, but I am Ramanuja's Dasa. 1000 years plus after Ramanujacharya, he is citing the name of Ramanuja, Adiyan, Ramanuja Dasan. He doesn't say my Diksha Guru is so and so, my Siksha Guru is so and so. He doesn't then talk about them at all. Talks about the founder Acharya of the Sri Sampradaya. That is Ramanuja. Adiyan Ramanuja, 1000 years after. Then he pays obeisances. Will we be like that 1000 years later? Will we cite Prabhupada's name and say the founder Acharya Bhaktivinoda Swamy Prabhupada ki Jai? I come from ISKCON, he is our founder Acharya. I am serving in his mission. At least that much, no? This is an interesting question to ask. So what he's saying, Prabhu said just now, founder Acharya is so important. Prabhupada is such a founder like Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, Shankaracharya, Nimbarka Swami, Vishnu Swami. Like that, a Sampradaya's main head. So we must all be connected with him. And he solved a lot of problems. To know Prabhupada, his teachings, his life, the institution he started, the books he has written, what's the philosophy, what's the theology mentioned there. That would be very, very useful to solve almost 95% of the problems, according to me. Okay? I hope that helps you. What's your name? Nityananda Das. Yeah. Any other question or comment? It's getting late for all of you. Any other question or comment? You gave me a very serious topic to speak on. I tried to make it as light as possible. Any other topic, any other comment or question? Don't worry, I'm a nice guy. Cool song. Take it lightly.
Bit like
Yeah.
nectar, Maharaj.
Pardon?
It's bit like nectar.
Thank you. Munish Dio. I'm sorry, Mahaprabhu Das.
Maharaj, in the first part of the lecture, you mentioned about Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami, and they held very exalted positions in for the king actually. And naturally, if you have such kind of material positions, humility goes out of the window. So what kind of qualifications did they have, like prior qualifications?
First of all, they were all very well cultured, born in a Brahmana family, very traditional. They came from Karnataka in South India, and they migrated gradually. Sons of Kumaradeva, like that. The whole history about them mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. How they came to Bengal and all and settled in Bengal. Like many of you are Indians who settled in Fiji. Like that, they were also from South India and they came all the way to Bengal and settled. They worked under the Nawab Hussain Shah, like that. So their background was very cultural and they were very fixed in what they knew as the truth because they were very educated in the Shastra, in the scripture. So they didn't have any problem about their foundational beliefs. Many of us have lost the foundation belief. We are in some other place, we have shifted, we don't know what our background is, we don't know our religion properly. In India also, after so much of colonization, rule of the Mughals for 700, 800 years of Mughal rule. and then 200 years of British colonization. The culture they destroyed so much. They changed the people and everything. So, of course, it was not so easy to destroy Vedic culture. Prabhupada said the damage done by the Muslims was very less. But 200 years of the Britishers, they really killed the culture very deeply. So whatever we are practicing now is some sort of modern understanding of Hinduism mixed with the Western aspects and everything together. I know if you know the history in India, you'll know this. How the Britishers influenced, how they wrote the history books. They themselves wrote the history and the textbooks for education. They put all the Warren Hastings, Robert Clive, and all of them as the main people. And all the great kings now they put down, Indian kings now. They don't even mention about them. Like that. So thoroughly brainwashed. So this colonial hangover is there a lot. So we lose it. But these people, Rupa and Sanatan, they're not like that. This happened very long back. Lord Chaitanya appeared in 1486 and he passed away in 1534. In 1534, when he was passed away, Babur had just invaded India. 1526, Babur invaded, first Mughal king. So 1526 to beyond that, for 8 years, 1526 to 1534, when Lord Chaitanya passed away, he was there when Babur was there. When the Mughal period started, Lord Chaitanya was there. In fact, he destroyed the Ram Mandir in 1528, Babur, and built the Babri Masjid on top of it. That time also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there. In other words, Ramachandra was there. He was right there on the planet when his temple was being destroyed. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there. So you can see the very interesting history, the overlap. So it is not that when Lord Chaitanya was preaching in Rupa Goswami Jagat, the Mughals were not there, the influence was not there. But the culture was still present to a great extent. Well, not so much. But because of that, they had solid foundation. That foundation helped them very much. But for many people, their foundation has been revived by Bhaktivedanta Swamy Prabhupada's movement, by his books and everything, and they come out full strong again. It helped a lot.
I think what he's saying, there's two types of ruling. One is you rule from ego, from power, and the other is you rule from humility and service.
See, that's what I'm saying. Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami are persons like you have ruling of Raja Rishis. They are both Raja, Kshatriya, powerful, plus Rishi. Means plus have good scriptural knowledge and are advised by Brahmins and they know and value that. Combination of both. But I don't think in modern times people have that much good enough amount of understanding of scripture and spirituality and all that when they do the ruling. Times have changed a lot. Like say Christianity. I heard that here some Christians. Maybe I hope this is not a public this thing. But Jesus got crucified on the cross by the Romans. And for 400 years, no Christianity was there. It went underground. But then the Romans themselves adopted Christianity as a state religion. Constantine, the king, that's why he called the Roman Catholic Church. The same Romans who crucified Christ accepted Christianity for the sake of ruling. So then it's the church that came in, Christianity came in, because it was authorized by the ruling. Because he understood that religion is very useful to rule people, to keep them under order. It's very important. It's natural. But in Vedic system of thought, it's part of whole Varnashrama. The Kshatriyas are rulers. It's all knit very nicely. So, Christianity was a religion that was used for ruling. It came back as, for the sake of ruling, accept the religion. Previously it was, religion is the main aim of ruling. That is Rajarishis. The goal of life for all the praja and all my people are to go back. Tat Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Suraya. I should be able to direct them back to Godhead. So my ruling is meant for them to be religious. But in the Roman history you will see, my ruling, I want to use religion for it. What is the end of your ruling? That we don't know. That's why in Christianity you will see that evangelical aggression. The whole colonization everywhere was backed up by evangelism. They were going around converting people and colonizing. So it was like ruling most. For the sake of ruling and getting power over people using religion. So that perspective has changed in religion. But that's not the way it is in Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami's time. Although the Nawab scared them like that, they didn't do that. They were following privately their religion. And then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, they recognized and they went ahead and did preaching and everything. They should know this difference. Right? So what he is asking for, he is saying that how they were able to do that is because they were grounded and they had that foundation. So their belief that spirituality was primary. Secondary was their job. So therefore they were able to give it up very easily. But for all of us now, a job is very important. The economy is like that. If you lose your job, you cannot maybe practice Krishna consciousness. Because you won't have roti, kapda, makan. So it's tied up like that. It's not like previously. That is why Prabhupada said that devotees should become leaders, run the government, and then make everybody Krishna conscious. So all the money will be utilized for making people God conscious. And there will be plenty. Because people won't have any bad habits.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I'm just trying to apply it to my own self from all the discussion. So I think you made a very nice point when you were discussing tat karma pravartana. So I think that is what the whole discussion can give me practical application. Whatever job I may hold or whatever position I may have, I think is Rupa Goswamis were deep rooted in their the faith, that way. I think Prabhupada gives us that opportunity. By tat karma we can become deep rooted and again achieve the Rajarishi, that balance.
Exactly.
That is there.
You're right. I have seen many devotees who do that very nicely, even in the Western world. I've seen some very serious devotees who take Krishna consciousness seriously. They run their family, the husband works, the children are all devotees at home, they go to the school, the wife looks after the duties at home, she looks after the kids, she takes part of the weekly things. They've understood. As a family, they've understood together maturely. This is what we will do. We'll stand up for.
And I think, again, my take would be that Prabhupada has given us that offering of tat karma pravartana.
Exactly.
So we can,
He has already crafted everything so nicely in the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. He will say in the same Nectar of Instruction that we are a society that give the 6 types of loving interactions. Dadati, pratigrahanati, guhyamakyati, prachati, bhumte, bhojayate, chaiva, satvita, priti, lakshana. Loving interaction amongst human beings. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness is set up for that. Then he talks about, we give prasadam to everybody. Bhumte, bhojayate, chaiva. We share Krishna consciousness philosophy with them. And in this way they give us donations. We give them knowledge and make them Krishna conscious. This way there is a quid pro quo. There's a good exchange. And we are working with people in society and making them benefit. And we are also benefiting and they're giving that benefit back in this way. This is what the society is meant for. So Prabhupada crafted the institution. We can make use of all these resources nicely, and like you said, stabilize yourself, balance yourself. See, the central point is, for most people, Krishna consciousness is not in the center. For some of them, it is in the center and their job moves around it. All other things move around it. For many people, their job is in the center and Krishna consciousness moves around it. I'm not having time to chant. Oh, I cannot read. I never went to this thing. They're struggling to balance it. So what Prabhu is saying is that you become pretty expert at it. You know how to keep Krishna consciousness center as the maximum primary thing, and automatically everything else will go around it if you make this a center. If you're not able to, then you will see you'll be disturbed. The art of directing our love towards Krishna is called Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada described it. So that requires a little practice. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave a very nice example. He said, how can, I think this is to Rupa Goswami. To Pradyumna Mishra. He said, I'm a grahastha, I'm not able to fix my this thing and all that he said. Then he said, he gave the example of Paravyasanini Nari Vyagrapi Graha Karmashu Tat Swadayan